Good morning. I have a set of Paul Rubens 24 color acrylics to review for you today. I was sent these by a company called Art and asked me to review them. So I'm going to do some testing and swatching out for you guys. It'll be fun to play with these and see. I have no idea what to expect. I haven't done a review in a while. Part of the reason that I haven't done a review in a while, and I'll get this disclaimer out right in the front, I get some of my nastiest comments from people when I do swatching videos or review videos. And the other day, I got one of the most vicious, nasty comments from a woman on an old, oh, I forget what the product even was, but an old swatching video that I had done. And she said that my videos were, how did she word it? She said something like my videos were dishonoring. My art videos were dishonoring valuable art supplies and that I was so unprofessional and blah, blah, blah. So big disclaimer right off the top. You know, it's helpful if you read the channel information on what Beginner's Mind, Art Mind is about. It's a different channel. It's, you know, it's to help people get through difficult situations in life, whether that's chronic illness, chronic pain, grief, other challenging life situations, using a creative practice. So we are not militant about the way we do things here, meaning me. I'm using like the royal we. I am not militant in the way that I do swatching, in the way that I do anything. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know that there is a wide spectrum of forgiveness in this channel, and we just, you know, we just do things very expressively, experimentally, and open ourselves up to all kinds of possibilities while we're creating. So I would ask that if you're the type of person that's looking for a very methodical type of review or swatching, this probably isn't going to be the one for you. You might actually want to go look elsewhere at a different channel. If you're like me and you just want to explore and open yourself up to possibilities and have some fun, then let's get playing with these acrylics. Let's dishonor some art supplies today. See what kind of trouble we can get into. So here are the colors. And on the back of this, there's a color chart. So I am going to flip to a clean page. On the back here, they have the color names, the pigment numbers, and I'm assuming these little plus marks stand for the light fastness. Okay, so this is titanium white. They don't seem to have a smell, which is a bonus for me since I'm sensitive to chemicals. Okay, lemon yellow, it's Py3, which is Hansa yellow. They, coming right out of the tube so far, they don't seem to have a binder issue. This is yellow mid, so it's that would be Hansa yellow medium. What I think I'll do after I do this is grab another sort of inexpensive brand and then maybe like a golden or something, and just take a few colors and compare them side by side. So this is yellow deep, which would be Hansa deep. No binder separation at all so far. Okay, so this is yellow ochre. It does remind me a lot of the texture of the De La Rowney System 3. Yellow orange. Okay, vermilion. Scarlet. Crimson red. Magenta. green light, sap green, viridian, phthalo green, boy, there's not much difference between the viridian and the phthalo. This doesn't really feel like a phthalo green to me. This is cerulean blue. Cobalt blue. Phthalo blue. Ultramarine blue. Deep purple. Burnt sienna. Burnt umber. I would say these are more like a smooth body, not a fluid, but a smooth body. Raw umber. Payne's gray. And lamp black. So, PW6 titanium white, PY3 lemon yellow, PY74 yellow mid, these are Hansa yellows, PY65 yellow deep, PY42 yellow ochre. What was the yellow ochre? It was yellow iron oxide or something like that. P034 is orange yellow. P073 vermilion. PR254 is scarlet. PR48 is crimson red. PR122 is magenta. This is that pigment number is quinacridone magenta. This green they call green light, and it's PG7, PY3, and PE6, I think. I was having a hard time reading that. And sap green, PY3, and PG7. PG7. Oh, and remember I said that these two looked alike. This has the PG7 in it, but it also has the PY3. These two are both PG7. This one's supposed to be viridian, and this one phthalo green. PB15, PW5, cerulean blue, cobalt blue, PB29, PW4, phthalo blue, PB15, PB29, ultramarine blue, PB23, PB29 is deep purple, PBR7, burnt sienna, PBR7 again, burnt umber, and then PBR7 again, raw umber. This is Payne's gray, which is PB29 and PBK7, and PBR7 lamp black. So what I'm thinking of doing is going back on some of the darker ones and mixing in a little bit of the titanium white and just seeing what they look like lightened up. I don't think I'll do all the colors, but just to see what some of the darker ones look like. So I'm going to put like a dab of white out. And then, let's see, maybe the reds, do the vermilion. For those of you that have fibro, part of whatever's going on with me is a pretty intense fibromyalgia flare-up. So I'm having a lot of pain, and I do believe it's affecting the quality of my video this week. And I apologize for that. I was left with the decision because of the fatigue and other symptoms as to whether I should do the video or not do the video. And To be honest with you, I hadn't painted all week, and I thought if I didn't do the video for you guys, I wouldn't get any painting done. So I decided to go with it. But I do apologize if it's not as high a quality video as I would have hoped it would have been. Okay, so the next one is Scarlet. Kind of does remind me a lot of the De La Rowney System 3. It's very flat. That is one thing that I am liking about it. It kind of reminds me of So Flat in how flat it is. It'd be fun to compare a bunch of different paints side by side. I'll see how much energy I have. The next one is Scarlet. And the next one is Magenta. I do believe I mixed up the Scarlet and the Crimson. So I'm just going to try to do those over. This one is Scarlet and this one is Crimson. Just looks to me like they got mixed up. Pretty sure they did. Too much brain fog today. Okay, so that should be the Scarlet. Yep, they did get mixed up. And this should be the Crimson. Yep, those two got mixed up. Okay, so the first one is going to be the Green Light. Then Sap Green. And then Viridian. And Phthalo. Okay, try some blues. Cerulean blue. Cobalt blue. Phthalo blue. Ultramarine blue. And deep purple. Deep Purple Machine Head. Anybody remember that album? Dating myself. You were born in the 60s. Okay, and then the browns. So, burnt sienna. Burnt umber, raw umber, Payne's gray, and lamp black. Okay, so now what I might do is take out some of my other paints, pick out a few colors, and then see how they compare to these. Maybe I'll do the same thing, draw a line across the page and just compare a couple of colors to other brands. So far, I like the flatness of it. I'd like to see some of these transparent ones with a second coat, but I do like the flatness of it. So I started to try to match up pigment numbers. I have Golden, Utrecht, and System 3, and the Paul Rubens, each an ultramarine blue. So these are Golden, Hansa Yellow, Utrecht, Hansa Yellow Pale, De La Rowney System 3 is Lemon Yellow, and Rubens is Lemon Yellow, but they're all PY3. The Crimson in Rubens is PR48. Crimson in De La Rowney System 3 is PR22 and PR5. And then in Utrecht, PV9 and PR 101. So the crimsons are different. They're going to be different pigments, but they're all called alizarin crimson or crimson. So, and then the ultramarine blues, PB29 in golden, PB29 in Utrecht, PB29 in De La Rowney System 3, PB29 in there. So I spent a while trying to find a red that I had. So these are all the same pigment. These are all the same pigment. I tried to find stay a while in the reds, but the reds that I have in each different one are different. So I may take another look and see if I can come up with closer pigments. Okay, in my search for matching pigments, I did find Pyro Red and Scarlet, which are, what is it I say, 254, but I didn't have that in the System 3 or the Utrecht, so I'll do these two sets of reds. So let me get set up, and then we'll just compare the different brands with the same pigments in these colors, same names in these colors, but they're different pigment numbers in that one batch. I'm going to start with the golden Hansa yellow. Gosh, my brain fog is so bad. This is going to be a challenge for me to get that right. Okay. Golden Hansa yellow light. So bright and richly pigmented. Beautiful, beautiful color. But, you know, it's golden. Of course it's beautiful. Then this is the Utrecht. If I can get it open. The Utrecht Hansa Yellow Pale. Whoops. Watch what you're doing there, Linda. Probably squeezed out way too much. Wow, did squeeze out a lot. Utrecht, beautiful rich pigment. Wow, gorgeous. It looks like the golden is a little more opaque. System 3 De La Rowney. Wow, it's hard to squeeze out just a little. Boy, I don't know, guys. Really nice, rich pigment again. I wonder if this really shows up as true on the camera, but wow, those all look pretty darn good, don't they? Okay, and the Rubens, drum roll please. There those are. They're all really nicely pigmented. I'll do the ultramarine blue next. Golden's ultramarine blue. Utrecht's. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I hope I can get this open. I have terrible arthritis in my hands. This might put an end to our session till Dawn gets home. Ah, got it. Yay. All right. And please don't yell at me because they're different body. This is heavy body. You know, this is more like a smooth, you know, it's just an experiment. It's not science. I'm not claiming that this is science. Okay, so this is Utrecht. You know, to be honest with you, these are all coming out a lot closer than I thought they would. I thought there would be... Let's see how it is when they dry. Like, as they're drying, I can see golden is a brighter... But boy, gosh, I don't know. They look pretty close. They look pretty close. Okay, what's next? System 3 Ultramarine Blue. And Rubens Ultramarine Blue. This is the brightest. Oh, it will darken when it dries, so I should keep my opinions to myself until it dries, but that one looks very bright compared to the others. Okay, this one's going to be a little trickier because there are multiple pigment colors and they don't all have the same multiple pigments. So, oh, I am going to have to get my paint opener for this one. This is my little paint opener thing. Okay, golden, alizarin crimson. Utrecht, alizarin crimson. Daler Rowney, crimson, the System 3. Be brighter because I think crimson is always brighter. I didn't have either Cad Red, Pyrrole Red, or Naphthol Red in all the brands. I'm glad I at least found the yellow and the ultramarine blue in the same pigments across the board. I might be able to find something like yellow ochre with, but I really would have liked to have found the same red across the board to compare to the Rubens. This is so different. This is the Rubens crimson. So we have 2 alizarin crimson and 2 crimson. This is PR48. Permanent red. Yeah, so these are going to be different. This is almost like a mix between this and this. This is a pretty color. I actually like this color. I have the Pyrrole Red and the golden. And they call this Scarlet, but the pigment number is the same as the Pyrrole Red and golden. The pigment number on this is PR254. Yeah, these are the same pigment number. But unfortunately, I didn't have it in Utrecht or System 3. Okay, now this is a much heavier body paint. This is like a smooth body, so there's that as a difference. And I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll see how they look compared to each other. I may even try to find one more color that I can do that has the same pigment numbers, but I wasn't having much luck before. Boy, they're very similar. Interesting. This is a brighter blue. Golden has the darkest ultramarine blue. Then again, I don't know how much of that is because it's a heavy body paint, and these aren't heavy body. Although, yeah, I guess this is heavy body. Yeah. So the golden and the Utrecht were heavy body. Oops, I am getting more paint on me doing this. Okay, I'm going to let it dry. So I'm going to try one more. It's going to be yellow ochre, and they're all PY42 except for golden. PY42 is transparent yellow iron oxide. I don't know what PY43 is. PY43 natural hydrated iron oxide, so it's another iron oxide. I don't know enough about pigments to know what the difference is between that and PY42, but let's give it a go. Okay, so I got the right golden, yellow ochre. Made a smaller box. Can go a little bigger, I suppose. Now I laid that down quite thickly. I suppose I could have laid it down a little less thick. Okay, and then Utrecht yellow ochre. Oh, I didn't draw the lines down. Oh well. Oh, I'm so tired today, you guys. It's slipping up on things. I can't do it on that one now, but if you have been hit by all these viruses and allergies that are going around, I hope that you are not experiencing too much fatigue or pain, flare-ups, because fall and spring can be, wow, can be a time when things flare up for people. Plus, being the virus season, kids going back to school, viruses tend to flare up chronic illnesses. And if you're struggling with depression or anxiety, the shortening days can affect you. So I'm sending you all love as I make this video today, and gratitude, because if it wasn't for you guys, I promise you I would not be up here today even playing with paints or making a video. This is your gift to me because it pushes me to get out of my depression and not feeling well and get up into the studio. And I haven't been up in the studio this week, so I really did want to get up here and play and see what I could do for you guys. You can see that that's a different pigment up there than this one. These two look almost identical. I should have looked the golden one up, but I'm so tired I am going to go rest after I finish this. Okay, and this is the Rubens yellow ochre. Okay, so it's so hard to tell what you guys are actually going to see on the screen when you look at these. I keep peeking around the camera because it does look very different to my eye when I'm not looking through the camera. One thing that's very obvious to me is that the golden pigments are much shinier. And you guys know I'm not a fan of shiny pigments. Although, I don't know, I'm not positive I'm getting it to show up in here. But the crimson, alizarin crimson, is shiny. Almost as shiny as the golden and the Utrecht. The yellows are pretty flat across the board. But their saturation is so similar. And this obviously was a different pigment number, but these are so very similar across the board. I can't see that much of a difference between any of them. I actually like this color for a crimson. I felt like this color was a little weak in the System 3. I felt like this color had good I love how flat these are, you guys. I really hope that's coming across. These are so nice and flat. They're the flattest out of all of these. The System 3, yeah, these are flatter. The System 3 is pretty flat. But Golden's the shiniest. Ultramarine is pretty flat, except for the alizarin crimson's really, really shiny. Golden's even shiny down here in the yellow ochre, but these are all flat on these. System 3. Oops, I just smudged it. Klutz. Anyways, I'm really interested to do some color mixing and some painting with them to see, because to be honest with you, this doesn't really tell me that much of a story. Maybe I'm just not that brilliant. I don't know if I can wipe that off. Not that brilliant of a swatcher, but I need to paint with them to see how they work. So I'm really curious to do a painting with these and see how I like them. But so far I really like how flat they are. And I'd love to just play around with some double coats and see how they do. They are definitely more transparent than golden. I'm trying to look at them not through the camera and tell you what I'm seeing. This crimson is more transparent than the Rubens, but I don't know if I laid the ultramarine blue on too thin on this one, or if that's the true nature of it. Yeah, so this one is actually more transparent and lighter than the golden, than the Utrecht and the System 3. It's a much, you know, these two are much more heavy-bodied paint than these two. These two are soft body, so that's a little different too. You know, you can just see the richness, the dark, rich color in the ultramarine blue, and this red, I hope it's reading the way it is showing. It's a beautiful, beautiful red and golden. I don't like the shininess though. That's why I prefer gouache, but I do like these flatter paints. Yeah, I got to do a painting with them and see what happens. But it was fun seeing them all together. I honestly thought there would be a really huge difference. You know, like you're seeing here. I thought maybe you would see that in all the colors. There would just be, these would be really transparent and weak, or obvious binder, you know, like a chalky, real obvious binder. I do feel like the yellow's a little chalkier, although it looks chalkier through the camera, but when I move to the side, it doesn't look as chalky as it does through the camera. But still, having said that, it's a little chalkier than these. So hard to try to look at it through the camera. Anyways, I'm going to pop the camera off and just run it over a little closer and see if that helps us to see things better. Now this is the Rubens. I like that crimson color. That's a nice color. It does look like the ultramarine blue was the weakest out of all the ultramarine blues. Don't like the shine. So that's a first look at them all together. So I did one painting yesterday with the Paul Rubens acrylics, and it was super fun. Loved working with them. Still loving how flat they are. And I like the smooth body. I've got my palette set up to do another one today. I woke up this morning and could not move my shoulder. My jaw, shoulder, and arm, right arm, were in so much pain. So I'm not even going to attempt to film this, but I will show it to you when I'm done, and we'll see what I can get accomplished for painting number 2 with the Paul Rubens. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this week's video up. I woke up this morning and I could not move this arm, like from my jaw down to my wrist. This shoulder is not wanting to move, so it made it really tricky painting. But, and I'm just feeling lousy. I know so many people out there are saying that they have got viruses, and I appear to be one of them. Actually, Dawn isn't feeling that great too. So that's the first painting that I did with the Paul Rubens. I really enjoyed it. enjoyed working with it. And this is the painting that I did just now. And it was a lot of fun. Lots of transparent layers. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun working on this. I did a lot of transparent layers, which gave me, it was so different from working with opaque wash because it gave me an opportunity to build the painting in a different way. But that's what I ended up with. So 2 paintings, yeah. I liked it. You know, I have to say, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised at how much I liked it. I did not think when they first contacted me and I said I wasn't interested, I didn't think I was going to like it. You all know how it went with me when I did the Paul Rubens pastels. You know, which the more I hear from people that leave comments, it seems like there's a group of people that had very much the same experience as I did with Paul Rubens. And then there's a group of people who adore them, who have wonderful experiences with them, and they describe the exact opposite of what. So I'm wondering if I got knockoff Paul Rubens pastels. I don't know. It just seems odd. Something doesn't seem right about that whole situation. But these paints, oh, my arm. But these paints really surprised me. I really enjoyed working with these. The only thing I will say, and this won't surprise you guys, the only thing I'll say is that at this time, when I'm filming this, when I looked online, it didn't look like you could buy open stock. These are brand new. These have just come out and they're launching them, and they're asking all kinds of YouTube people to review them. So that I don't know if they're going to bring them out. I did ask that in a question, but I didn't ask it in time for this video to get out. So I'll update you if I hear back. But if I could get these in open stock, I would buy these. I would buy this. I think it's definitely worth buying a set to just play with and to have. I'm really hoping that they're going to do open stock. Love the flat quality of the paint. Not shiny. Liked building the transparent layers. Yeah, I enjoyed working with these. So that is my take on the Paul Rubens. And here's the color chart on the Paul Rubens acrylics that they're launching, the 24 set. I'll put a link to this set that I got on Amazon in the show notes below the video. If I remember, I'll put it up here too in the corner, but it'll definitely be in the show notes below the video. So, surprise, surprise. Yeah, maybe I won't be so quick to tell a company, no, I don't want to review their product next time, but really enjoyed it. And I'm going to close out the video with that. Hope you guys have a great week. Mwah. God bless, and do some really creative things this week, no matter how you're feeling. Feeling great or feeling very poorly, try to get something on paper and create your way through it. And you guys are my inspiration for creating. You guys get me up here in my studio when I'm feeling so poorly and don't think that I can get up there. So eternally grateful to you all for that. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.